Hello everybody, this is Frowny13 here, and welcome to race number 4 of the 2020-21 Frowny13 IROC season from Rockingham Speedway. Yes, it is time for the IROC series to race for their final race of their season. So then, yes indeed, the IROC series, the Frowny13 IROC series, taking indeed to the Rockingham Speedway for their final race of the season, indeed. And yeah, so since it's the final race of the season, it's time to crown the inaugural Frowny13 IROC Series champion. So as far as who's winning the points, well, we got Alexander Rossi, Joseph Newgarden, and William Byron, who are the highest on the table. Christopher Bell looking pretty good as well. And then other drivers looking long stuff. But either way, a lot of drivers could be in contention to win the championship today. I might not even know the champion of this series by the time the race is even over. I'm gonna have to do some calculations and stuff in the background, and then of course come back. You know, okay, sausages. So yeah, lots of sausages happening, and yeah, the champion. Well, whoever the champion is, though, it has been a very interesting season. Past few days, very interesting indeed. So it's time to end it off today in Rockingham. Okay, so we just had a jump cut here, and now the starting grid is a little bit different from what you saw in the intro. I started the race, and right as the race began, the game crashed for absolutely no good reason. There was actually a spin at one point, but for some reason, despite the fact there was only being 12 cars on the track and the spin was very minor, the game decided that it wanted to take a dump. So, yeah, we have a slightly different starting grid, and yeah, so without further ado, let's give you a circuit for this race, the new starting grid. So, Will Power starts in the pole, Hunter Ray alongside in second, Frowny13 in third, Bruce Bell in fourth, Martin Shear in fifth, Sam Pageant on sixth, Scott Dixon in seventh, Kyle Busch in eighth, Shea Silly in ninth, William Byron in 10th, Joseph Newgarden in 11th, and Alexander Rossi in 12th. So yeah, yeah, had to skip for a little bit. Yeah, I do apologize for this mess of intro. Again, the game is stupid, but that's what happens when you try to do a, whatchamacallit, on a game that has been dead since, well, for nearly 20 years now. And yet this game is still better than what's happening now. Anyways, enough about games. Let's now get into the championship. So, yeah, I don't know who's gonna win the title. I had to do some studying. I actually have the points thingamajiggy list right next to me. Alright, well, let's try again in this recording, and green flag in the air from the IROC series at Rockingham. Will Power with a pretty good start here. He's got Christopher right behind him. And Christopher already looking to the inside of Will Power. Pretty early, making some crazy moves, but hey, that's what these drivers do. Also, Rockingham, I'm not sure if I said this already, but Rockingham, it's a bit of a treacherous racetrack, so this could lead to a very interesting race indeed. Alexander Rossi currently leading of everyone. So Rossi right now the driver in the most likely position. Not only have my first recording, we actually had Joseph Newgarden and William Byron also up here, but not those guys are in the back. But with how small this field is, they should be back up soon. That's one thing. That's another thing worth mentioning. I had to mention the starting grid again, but fortunately, this series only has 12 cars, so going through the starting grid doesn't really take very long. And Martin Shear with a diving move to the bottom lane on Christopher Bell. Very interesting move indeed. Also, one thing worth mentioning, no spin off or spin out, and Scott Dixon going to the inside of Christopher Bell. And it also looks like might get another one here on Martin Jr., and he does. But Alexander Rossi, actually no, Dixon. Oh, Dixon's nowhere near the top. Okay, but Alexander Rossi is, though, and Alexander Rossi is coming right up. William Byron, though, currently running in last. That's not going to be good for his championship run. Alexander Rossi with a pretty good run here. Also, Joseph Newgarden, another one who should really go faster. Or maybe they're playing a strategy move. I don't know. Only 4 laps, though, so this race is a bit of a sprint, so they gotta do things as quickly as possible. And here is Frowny13, who for some reason is last in the standings. I don't know why Frowny13 is running in last place in his own series, but here he is. Frowny13 leads in Rockingham. For the Robin, I think it's best to not finish last. I mean, it would be embarrassing if you finished last in your own series. And here comes, here we go. Joseph Newgarden, who's currently second in the standings. And here's William Byron. Alright, the leaders have come to play. Scott Dixon going around for the Robin. And here is Will Power. So actually, the bottom 3 drivers in points are all now up here. Joseph Newgarden, though, up to 3rd. And right now, Scott Dixon actually starting to pull away here a little bit. We'll see how long Scott Dixon's able to keep this up. And Joseph Newgarden, who's currently second in the point standings, 9 points behind Alexander Rossi. Could be your spoiler winner of the championship. Well, let's say spoiler winner. Well, this is the last race of the IROC season, so. With that being said, so, the question now is, where is Joseph Newgarden in reference to Alexander Rossi? Well, Rossi is actually mid-pack, but that's still good enough for Rossi to claim the championship. As Joseph Newgarden goes high. And here is your points leader. Ooh, right now he's going 3 wide with Byron, his other competition. Oh, and Joseph Newgarden gets stuck on the outside wall, and just like that, Joseph Newgarden is back in last. Oh boy, he did not need to do that. And Scott Dixon, who had the lead, is now getting caught up. Here comes Simon Pagenaud. Tell you what, these IndyCar guys sure came out to play. But so did the NRL guys. Yeah, don't get those confused. As Martrix Jr. Ironically, Martrix Jr. is also in a good fight for the championship back in the NRL Skills Cup Series. So they actually got a couple drivers in the series who could win the NRL Skills Cup Series championship for this season. But for right now, they have this championship to worry about. And Alexander Rossi, actually, for some reason I keep getting Rossi confused with Dixon. But these two, to be fair, they are in very similar looking cars. Not sure why they both chose a similar shade of blue, but whatever. Byron coming back up through the fields. This could come down between Rossi and Byron. Christopher Bell on the move on Truex. Could pull another move on Pagenaud. Pagenaud, I don't know how you say it. Tell you what though, Scott Dixon did a pretty good job running up front, but Christopher Bell, with a power move to the inside, just sends it. And just like that, Christopher Bell leads the race. So Rossi up to 3rd right now. So right now, it's no question that Rossi would be the champion. Although that being said, I'm not 100% sure. I would still have to add up the points after this race, and then get back to you guys and stuff. So right now, Scott Dixon though with the move on Christian Bell. So I think what we'll do is that we'll worry about the championship a bit later. But for right now, let's worry about the race. Now, I will say this, though. If Alexander Rossi wins the race and even finishes second, there's no question that he's the champion. Any spot below that, though, we'll see. Ooh, William Byron with a run on the low line. He's got Kyle Busch following him. These two did work together at one point. Kyle Busch with a pretty good run on the low line. One thing worth mentioning, these two did used to work with each other back when Byron was a rookie in the Truck Series. So, these did a little bit of history together, and now they're just having a bit of fun, race each other in this series. So halfway through the race, and right now we have no clear winner on who could be the champion. Oh, maybe William Byron? Oh, I forgot William Byron was up here. Byron is actually up there in the points by quite a lot. So William Byron now up to the lead. Gets around Kyle Busch through the corner. Ooh, Kyle Busch couldn't quite get around Byron there. He could try again here. Go through the corner and they touch. And Kyle Busch. There he goes. Kyle Busch with the move around William Byron. Kyle Busch isn't actually doing the best in this series, though. Although Kyle Busch actually trying to become the best of the rest in the Skills Cup series. Here we go. The points leader, Alexander Rossi, coming back up through the field. Yeah, William Byron is only one spot ahead of Rossi, so that would not give him the championship. Oh, wait, what? Weapon to Rossi's going high for some reason. Weapon to him here. Wow, one moment he was leading the pack. Well, not leading the pack, but in front. Then he decides to run the highlight for some reason. Now he's going to lose a lot of spots here. Now he runs very high. We're going to allow Chase Elliott to get below him. And Rossi hits the wall. Oh dear, just like that, Rossi has gone from 3rd to 9th. Wow. Actually, he's going to lose one more spot here to Ryan Hunter-Reay. And just like that, Rossi's going to fall all the way back to the pack, or through the pack. Meanwhile, Byron now in a race with Frowny13. Oh, 3-wide race for second, Christopher Bell. Forcing the issue here. And he's done it well. Just like that, Christopher Bell can pick up an extra couple spots. And here comes Scott Dixon. And surprisingly, Kyle Busch actually led a number of laps. That lead, though, could come to an end soon if Scott Dixon has anything to say about it. Ten laps to go. Chase Elliott with a pretty good run to the low line. Ooh, Scott Dixon a little bit slow on the straightaway. That's going to allow Chase Elliott to get to his inside line. And Chase Elliott to second. Here's Joseph Newgarden. Another contender for the championship. Ooh, Rossi finding his way back up to the pack. Yep, Newgarden not giving up. Newgarden still has a slim chance of winning this championship, but he's going to have to hope that Rossi somehow makes a mistake. But Alexander Rossi is right here in the top 3. Right onto Ray to the lead. And the top 2 drivers in points are now right next to each other. And Alexander Rossi in the second. At this point, this would guarantee him the championship. And here we go. 5 laps to go from the IROC Series in Rockingham. If Alexander Rossi stays in the position that he's in, he will become the inaugural Frowny13 IROC Series champion. So this will be listening down to his resume, as right now Alexander Rossi is famous for winning the 100th Indy 500. And I tell you what, Rossi hasn't had the best career in IndyCar since, but at least this championship would improve things a little bit. And Rossi has a pretty good lead here. 4 to go. For a bit, I was wondering who could win the championship. Well, now, it's no question at the moment with the current running order. Alexander Rossi, your points leader, is also your race leader. And another thing worth mentioning, Alexander Rossi does have 1 win on the season, so this would be a second win for him. Oh, here comes Frowny13 though. Frowny13. I tell you what, Frowny13 could use a win though. I mean, this series was designed by Frowny13, so Frowny13 could win this race. That'd be pretty good for him as well. I mean, it would be pretty embarrassing that you don't win in your own series. Alright, well, here we go. This race is going pretty good. 2 laps to go. Will Power, though, with the send on the bottom lane. And Alexander Rossi in a bit of trouble here. Rossi's got to do a bit better than that. He's still in prime position to become champion, but now his championship might be threatened here. Ooh. Good send, though, on Frowny13. And here we go. White flag, 1 lap to go. And Alexander Rossi is finally back up to second, but Will Power now your leader in this race. Frowny13 hanging out in third, so Frowny13, ooh, I think it's a little too late for Frowny13 unless he can put some sort of send, but I think it's too late. And here we go. Will Power is going to come to the stripe, and Will Power will win the IROC Series race at Rockingham. And Alexander Rossi is your inaugural Frowny13 IROC Series champion. Well, there you go. So, that's the Frowny13 IROC Series, and Alexander Rossi designed to take a well-deserved victory lap. Alexander Rossi, an IndyCar guy, is your champion for the first Frowny13 IROC Series season. So then, what's your first change though? So, Frowny Bobbin, Rose, I can't talk anymore. I'm so excited. Willpower with the win. Alexander Rossi comes home in second to take the championship. Frowny Bobbin in third. Marcus Jr. in fourth. Chase Elliott in fifth. Cowboys sixth. William Byron in seventh. Joseph Newgar in eighth. Scott Dixon in ninth. Christian Bell in 10th. Simon Pageon in 11th. And Ron Ray in 12th. So, Rossi's close competition was Willpower. Oh, no, not Willpower. Joseph Newgarden. Newgarden finished 8th. And Byron finished in 7th. And so the only one that beat Willpower, or beat Alexander Rossi, was Willpower. And Willpower is quite far down the point standings, so, yeah. Either way, though, that was a pretty good race from a pretty good series. And, well, that's only the beginning of this weekend, though. It's only just a little taste of Rockingham, as, of course, tomorrow, the Goldfish Truck Series is going to be running here at this track. Of course, the Truck Series still has a few races to go in their season, but either way, things are going to be interesting in that race, so that race is going to be one to watch. But that is all from the Frowny13 IROC Series for this season. Could there be another season? Well, we'll have to wait and see. So that's all from today. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in whatever I make next.